What's up, Stat Family? Told you we was coming back with another. We got Clutch Sports, caught line about Michael Jordan. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let get it. You already know what time it is. Big though. Shout out to the Lord every day. Each and every video is legendary. It's big each and every video. If you get no view, I'm still thankful. You feel me? I just thank the Lord for it every day. You can't complain. We can't make no excuse, you know. Handle your business out there and be you. We thank you, Lord. Shout out to them real junkies. Shout out to them real crackheads, as always. And the real, we love you to the end. It's legendary. But you already know what time it is, though. I promise you that. We ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get down to it real quick and smooth. Shout out to y'all out there. Because it's legendary. Every day. You know what?
And not only was the MVP, but also the Defensive Player of the Year. Now, that '88 season was nearly 40 years ago. And with so much time passing, the myth of Jordan kind of fading. You have people coming out of the woodwork saying he was overrated, his era was overhyped, and his stats were inflated.
I don't know what the hell they talking
Case in
about.
point, Tom Haberstroh of Yahoo Sports. Now, looking at this article that went viral, the main claim is that Jordan 88, by the home stat keepers, has numbers inflated and just kind of doctored to win the Defensive Player of the Year. And before we dive into that very quickly, Tom Haberstroh's article was framed as a LeBron versus Jordan article, not just Jordan solely. The goal of this article, the main objective, is to knock Jordan down a peg and LeBron James up a few. And my first big time gripe with the article, when saying Jordan's stats were doctored and inflated,
what you doing, you?
80% of the article was citing sources of other stat keepers on different teams in different decades. For example, this guy Alex Rucker with the Grizzlies in 1996. No connection to Jordan, the Bulls, or even the 80s. Now, what Alex Rucker does claim is that John Stockton's assists were inflated by Utah stat keepers, which is a pretty bold claim. Now, that is a claim, but if you want to look at actual game film, something this article doesn't have. Look at LeBron James' 2018 Cavs vs. Raptors in Cleveland. LeBron in this game had 17 assists at that point, the highest mark of his career. And just go to the first quarter off the bat. A lot of LeBron's assists, let's just say, very loosely defined as assists. I mean, looking at that with George Hill right there, a glorified outlet pass at half court. Hill takes a couple of dribbles, a couple of steps, makes a layup. That is a quote-unquote assist in the modern era. Now look at this one. Kevin Love, a pick and pop, catches, pump fake, kind of a jab, dribble, and shot. For LeBron James, that was an assist. My overall point being, looking at any era, there can be questionable steals, assists, just questionable stats across the board. And looking back at Jordan, the main point of this article, what Haberstroh says, the narrative he creates, is that Jordan 87 was pissed, he didn't win the Defensive Player of the Year over Michael Cooper. So, coming to 88, he made it a point to win the award, rack up steals, as well as blocks. And the article heavily implied Jordan 88 was undeserving of the DPOY. And first, looking at 88, Jordan's overall ranks, not looking at steals or blocks. Defensive plus minus, he ranked first. Defensive win shares, ranked second. And defensive rating, ranked fourth. The guy that finished second behind Jordan 88, it was Mark Eden. And comparing Eden versus Jordan in those categories, MJ comes out on top every single time. Now, going back 1 year to 87, it was basically Jordan versus Cooper for the DPOY. Now, Jordan, defensive win shares, ranked third. Defensive plus minus, ranked sixth. Steals was second, blocks 15th, but for guards, ranked first. Compared to Michael Cooper, the DPOY winner, Jordan surpassed him in all those stats. However you slice it with MJ, either 87 or 88, I'd argue both years, was the rightful Defensive Player of the Year. And looking back at these stat-juicing allegations, Michael Jordan 87, before these allegations started, 2.9 steals, while scoring-wise, 37 points on nearly 28 shots, which is a pretty heavy offensive workload. Now, logically thinking, not just looking at numbers, Michael Jordan 88 got Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. So, with that being the case, Jordan, his shot attempts came back down to 24.4, and his scoring went down to 35. Now, what went up were his steals from 2.9 to 3.2. Now, logically thinking, is it so insane that Jordan offensively took a step back to focus more on defense?
Well, Jeffrey jamming on shit out there.
2.9 steals, 3.2 isn't some massive improvement. And again, Jordan 88
God damn.
had a motivation of being snubbed from 87. Now, one thing Haberstroh was really obsessed with is the home stats versus the away stats, and the over discrepancy in steals as well as blocks. But one thing this guy ignores, just never talks about, the NBA in the late 80s, even the early 90s, their road trips to travel was extremely tough.
That was sick.
Look at the Bulls' first road trip in 88. November 23rd to December 5th, 13 days, 8 games, 3 back-to-backs. That's an absolutely brutal schedule that in the modern NBA you rarely, if ever, see. Now, compare that to the Bulls' first long homestand, December 29th to January 12th. 15 days, 6 games, 0 back-to-backs, and no travel. I don't care for a pro athlete, stay-at-home parent, work at Walmart, Target, or Subway. Having days off just kind of refuels you and makes you much, much better when you return to your job or your sport. And for the NBA, rest it's paramount to success. And throughout the entire article, this guy has fancy graphs, fancy numbers, but just basic things like rest are never taken into account with the road versus home stats. And going one step further, looking at the 88 Bulls. Home games, 0 days rest. They had 6. Road games, the same criteria, 14, more than double. Now, home games, road games with 1 day of rest. At home, 23. On the road, 18. Games with 2 days of rest. At home, the Bulls had 12. On the road, had 9. What you have right there is a pretty clear picture that Chicago at home versus on the road had much more rest. And to kind of tie this to present-day players, look at Luka Doncic, the NBA scoring champ in 2024. Luka, with 0 days rest, 29 points per game, 44% shooting, all full from deep, a 9-game sample size. Now, Luka with 2 days rest, from 29 points to nearly 35. Field goal percentage, up by 4.5%. 3 percentage, up by 7%. That sample size is 11 games, roughly similar to the 9 games with 0 days rest. If you're looking for a more logical conclusion, a more rational conclusion, it's that players with more days of rest, they perform better, specifically at home. That's true for Luka Doncic, LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, really any player in league history. And looking at 88 Jordan with that much needed rest, at home versus on the road, more points per game, more assists, boards, steals, and blocks, and his field goal percentage up by 5%. If only Jordan's steals went up at home and that was it, the points were down, assists, boards were all down, then it might be a little bit fishy. But his home stats just drastically better than his road stats. And Tom Haberstroh, to his credit, has tons of stats, numbers, data, and really fancy spreadsheets. When I look at each of these graphics, they're all sort of kind of tweaked for his own narrative to varying degrees. For example, look at this one. Home stats, blocks and steals, versus road stats, blocks and steals. And the players listed are DPOY winners. And of course, Jordan ranks first with the biggest differential, home versus road. Now, what Haberstroh doesn't understand, can't really comprehend, is this list, it's mainly big men. Mark Eaton, Ben Wallace, Jaren Jackson, Metta World Peace, Ben Wallace, and Dennis Rodman. When you're talking basketball, what's easier to get? A steal in the passing lane or a shot block at the rim versus 7 foot big? Obviously the steal on the perimeter. And for Jordan, how he played, much like Alvin Robinson, aggressive jumping passing lanes and trying easy steals for layups. But for this graphic, Tom Haberstroh makes it steals and blocks. Now, the thing with Robertson, a great guy in the passing lanes to get steals, but shot blocking wise was kind of a zero. His career high in shot blocks for a season was 0.5. But Michael Jordan is highly regarded as one of the best shot blocking guards in league history. And if you take blocks out of it, just look at steals. Robertson 86 won the DPOY. At home, 4.4 steals per game. Jordan 88 only averaged 4. Now, Robertson on the road was 2.9. So think about that. Tom Haberstroh's article on purpose omitted the stat and didn't highlight it. And for his graphic, tweaked it ever so slightly, making it steals and blocks. The entire goal of the article is looking at steals by themselves. Now, why he didn't do that is that Robertson and Jordan, their numbers, home versus away, look eerily similar. Now, that right there is my last point, but I'll finish it with this one thing. Let's say Jordan's stats, his numbers, steals, blocks, they're all doctored, they're fake. At the end of the day, what does that change? Michael Jordan, still a 6-time champion, 5-time MVP. The shot over Russell still happened. The flu game still happened.
Right.
Shot over Elo still happened. Shrug game still happened. Averaging 41 versus the Suns still happened. What I see from Haberstroh is a desperate attempt to bring Jordan back down to reality and really put LeBron James ahead of him. And the way he went about doing this with selective graphics, selective stats, was just downright slimy. And I guarantee you if I look at LeBron James and Steph Curry, guys in the current era, I can find assists and steals that were kind of inflated and boosted up by the stat keepers and looseness of the modern NBA. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
One thing about Clutch Sports, they'll twist the narrative now. They're going to get theirs out. They're going to mess with it, though. They're going to tamper with it a little bit. You feel me? They already know who the greatest is, man. The best to ever do it. They already know. Mr. Airness. They already know his name. They call him Jeffrey. Come on now. I ain't gotta go on. Everybody know this. If you're a real hooper and you really watch the game, we know who the greatest ever is. Damn near Jeffrey Jordan, damn near Wilt Chamberlain, you feel me? Them neck and neck right there. Kobe, number 3. You feel me? Bird, it's my opinion though. You feel me? Hey. The eye test don't lie. I be ranking off what I be seeing, you feel me? I tell you this though, Jeffrey, the greatest to ever do it, man. On both ends too now. He ain't just played offense. He ain't just settled on defense. He played combination. He played on offense and defense. First team all defense. You feel me? 10, 11 times, you feel me? Come on, man, stop playing with Jeffrey. 1-3 of them. I'm talking about 1-3. I'm done with this shit. I'm gonna retire. Came back, won another 3. Let's stop. Let's stop it. Let's stop. You won't see shit like that no more, man. That motherfucker left to play baseball. What? Let me take 2 years, 3 years off right back. And come right on back. That motherfucker took time off and came back to torch the league, man. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. He really did that. You feel me? Like, he really did. LeBron, you cold too, though, but I got Bean second. I got Bird third. I got LeBron fourth. My fifth, He got damn some Dunker 5-1 NBA Finals now. The greatest power forward to ever do it. Come on now, stop playing with Mr. Timmy. Don't play with Mr. Duncan out there. Mr. Duncan will handle this shit on some San Antonio Spurs. If they would never lost to the Miami Heat. Tim Duncan, Jeffrey, Nick and Nick. 6-0 NBA Finals. Making excuses. Like, come on, man. Y'all know what Jeffrey did. Y'all was kids when y'all was watching Jeffrey. Come on, man. Let's stop it. Let's stop it now. Now y'all analysts. Yo, this hilarious, man. Them guys were kids when they were watching Jeffrey, man. I'm talking about they looked up to him. Then 20 years later, here they go. You say that shit when you seen that shit 20 years ago in real life. Let's stop it, man. Them guys looked up to Jeffrey, man. The motherfucker had a statue outside of the building when he was still playing. What? I can go on for days for this. But hey, man. I don't know, man. Y'all already know who the greatest is, man. It's Jeffrey or Wilt Chamberlain. But everybody got their own opinion, you feel me? It is what it is. But I'm talking about for real, though. It's Jeffrey or Wilt Chamberlain. You feel me? It's simple. I'm talking about actually going out there hooping. All around game and shit. Damage. Come on now. When you talking about the ones who went out there and played around and shit, making excuses. No. You can't make no excuses and then come over there. Somebody used to you the greatest. What? You? Give me your top 5, top 3, top 2, your favorite player of all time. It is what it is. Whatever you think, what it is, leave it down there in the comment section below. I swear. But I thank y'all staff family for watching the full video. We're going to be back with another video after this video. Make sure y'all stay prayed up. Y'all be safe. And y'all be good. You know it.